Hey, what's up with it once again, bros, women, ladies and gentlemen, fanboys and fingers as always. Tacos, mannygmendez, everyone else in between. Nintendo Sony Free 2011 here, aka MannyTendoWolverine. As always, you guys know the rest of Rose and Outro Stores channel. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Bishoot, Brighteon, Rumble, Odyssey, Telegraph, Parler, any other social media platforms that you guys can obviously think of. Anyways, I know this came out about, by the time I'm doing this video, it might be 3 days old, but still, I had to react to it because obviously next to stuff that I grew up when I was a 90s kid, with the old Curious George books, along with that one, and I guess to a certain extent, well, besides that one and all the Cat in the Hat things, even though granted a couple months ago on Twitter, the Cat in the Hat Dr. Seuss shit got canceled not too long ago, a couple months earlier. I mean, I still enjoyed the hell out of those times when I was still a 90s kid, reading all those iconic, beautiful, wonderful books, even if some unfortunately had light tones of racism, I don't know, or misogyny or any of that shit. But then again, nowadays those words they get used a lot by the typical SJW cancel culture idiots nowadays, which is fucking sad to be honest. But anyways, three small little things I want to talk off real quick. Let me rambling for a little bit so you can skip to the duration part when I start reacting to another wonderful childhood thing I grew up with as a 90s kid. Oh, and then there was other ones like Captain Underpants and I guess Detective Susie Lou or Susie Q or whatever it was. I didn't really read too many of those books. I read maybe like 2 at the most when I was a 90s kid. It depends. So there's all that shit. So there we go. That 3 major news topics I want to talk about real quick. Just quick overall thoughts using events like small little tidbits. Not big giant big stories enough where I will do a video on it, an article session reviews like I usually do with video game industry news, anime, manga news, and typical internet drama news. And I'm sorry if I'm sweating so much. It's 120 degrees out there. Actually, I think it's 108, 109, but by that point, once it passes 100 degrees in this shithole, it's pretty much a death valley, pretty much, even though I'm 2 hours away from there, but still. You know, granted, the rest of the United States for the past 2 days, they've been feeling it past 100 degrees, so it's not just Vegas, Arizona, New Mexico, or half of Texas that are getting 100 plus degrees anymore. Now it's literally the whole damn nation that's suffering 100 plus degrees, which I got any of the YouTube subscribers and fans out there, I kind of know what it's like for me every summer. The past almost 19 years of living here since 2002, I think. Anyways, I did hear some other crazy news. The dude that was on back in the day, he used to be on That's So Raven, and the whole anime trope, the Cory in the house. I heard about it the other day. He ended up getting fortunately, he got accused of grooming and texting a whole bunch of underage minor kids. Which, to me personally, for this dude Cory in the house, I never really watched Cory in the House at all. I've always saw the memes for it, but I never actually watched the actual show itself. You know, the whole Cory in the House, like, Cory Booker's the best anime of all time. So, of course, it's a fake meme because it's not really an anime. It's just a live-action show for Disney. So there's that. It must have been a heartbreak, a very huge heartbreak for anyone that grew up with that show. For That's So Raven, I just remember him, Cory, being just the little brother, Cory Booker or whatever his name was. I forget his second name, but I remember Raven Simone was the main character. That's Raven. What happened to Orlando Jones or Orlando Brown? I think that's what his name was. Because I know there's another African American actor out there named Orlando Jones. So I'm not trying to mix him up with him, Orlando Brown. So I remember he did the voice for Sticky in The Proud Family. And that dude, real funny ass dude there. That motherfucker was super fucking funny, man. I still love watching her and her friends like Chelsea and the other dude. I forgot what his name, Orlando Brown, was in the show. But real funny ass dude, really was. And it's unfortunate what happened to him, though. Especially when he did this whole video, I think a year or 2 ago, when he did like some big giant expose conspiracy theory video about how Will Smith and Martin Lawrence and all these other people that were in Hollywood, or they do a lot of nasty, fucked up things to little kids over there in real life, which sucks because try not to talk about that stuff here. That's more like my BitChute Brighteon channel, so I'll talk about that one a lot more compared to here. Because here, I usually just keep it with video game industry news, anime news, and mainly internet news. Once in a while, reaction videos like this one, obviously. So yeah, if the allegations are true that Cory is texting and grooming underage minors, it's kind of a bitch. I feel bad for them. Kind of same way a few weeks ago when I found out that Drake Bell, which I actually heard, I think a few days ago or a week ago, that he was 100% accused. He's really going to prison for doing the shit that he did. It came out and it was actual proof. And that shattered my soul. That's why I decided not to talk about it. I talked about it when it was going on at the time, but not when the final results were in, where he actually really is going to prison. Heart sank to the floor, it really did, because I did grow up watching him and all that, the Amanda Show, Drake and Josh. So I could kind of feel to a certain extent what the Z generation was probably watching when they saw Corey in the house. Their hearts must have dropped and sank to the floor too, unfortunately. So and then there's another one, Bill Cosby. Holy shit, man. Bill freaking Cosby. That's a dude I actually did grow up watching a couple times, which back in the 90s and early 2000s, and I think in the 80s too, but since I was born in 89, but of course I didn't remember shit at the time. Wouldn't be until I was like a late 90s kid was when I was learning about who Bill Cosby was. I mean, the only shit I grew up with watching Bill Cosby besides the actual Cosby Show itself. I mean, he was big in the 80s, big in the 90s, kind of sort of big in the 2000s, maybe like 2003 or 4 is when he kind of started losing a lot of fame and fortune, I guess. And he just started doing like comedy tours, whether it was in LA or New York, Chicago, or over here in Vegas. There's that. And then the whole thing happened in 2017, 2018 when the whole Me Too allegation shit started happening with the whole Harvey Weinstein shit that went down. It's a whole bunch of other dudes getting called out, to Kevin Spacey, to freaking Aziz Ansari, and a whole bunch of other Hollywood dudes that just get started called out big time after that. That's around the time the whole SJW shit and cancel culture started happening. And then I was like, oh, fucking hell, dude. And then Bill Cosby got on the chopping block with that thing. And they said he was going to 10, 15, 20 years plus in prison. And granted, he's like 81, 83 years old. He's old enough to be my freaking grandfather. And the only two things I remember that he left his legacy on was mainly like stuff like the Little Bill Show and then like the Fat Albert live action movie. And that was probably it. So, man. He seemed like a funny ass dude back then before all the allegations came up. All these women saying that he did SA on them. He did SA. He RAPE'd them. And it's, again, I'm not sure if that's real or fake or not. It could be just for show. It could be a real thing that truly did happen to him. That's a bitch if it did, obviously. But if it didn't, they were just lying about it for the money and just for the attention. And that really sucked for poor Bill Cosby, unfortunately. And I found out the other day the dude got out of prison. Like, he was only in there for like, what, 2.5 years? It wasn't even that long ago. Like 2 years before the whole world got locked down with the pandemic scandal and shit. Which I'm not even going to talk about that being fake and illusion, which obviously you know where I stand. If you've been on my channel for about 1.5 years, you know where I stand with that shit. Hashtag don't get the VA XX. Just saying, just putting it out there. Unless you want to be a science experiment, more of a bigger slave to the government, then I ain't go for it. I ain't doing it. Fuck that. Anyways, even if my employee boss, he ends up finding out I didn't get the VA XX, I'm just not gonna fucking tell him. I hope to God he doesn't bring that up, because I may have to live out in the streets, and I really don't want to do that. I'm just saying. And I actually want to make it to heaven and not get freaking hydrogel 6G microchip shit at me. I'm just saying. But anyways, as far as all that goes, yeah, Bill Cosby. Not really too much I can say about the man. He's like 87, 88, 89. He's almost in his 90s pretty soon, so it's not that long. He's probably going to end up completely changing his name. Probably never going to do comedy tours ever again. Plus, he's blind in one eye, so it's not going to be the same for him like it used to be. And then, I think that's it. No, I did hear some rumors and speculations that Polygon and Kotaku might be shutting down in the next few weeks or a month or two from now, which pretty wild if it is. I've only heard about them since, 2012, 2013? Not that long ago. Like 9.5 years I've heard about them. I was starting to do video game industry news for a little bit. So there's that. So, freaking Clifford the Big Red Dog. 3, 2, 1, let's get in. Links to about time below, cards on side. Oh, and then I heard about this podcast, and I'm going to save it for another video. I really want to save it for another one, because it's a whole video within itself. About you-know-who. That ended up getting accused of destroying this other girl's life and her whole career. Miss you-know-who of another you-know-who, which I'm not going to say their name, but I will say this. She does sound like that chick of a whole fucking lot. I'm just going to leave it at that. This chick, whoever this Odessa chick is, I'm not going to lie. She does sound like Odessa Bethius Malalieth, or whatever her name is. Spotify. Yeah, she does sound a little bit like you-know-who, the girl's name that starts with the S. I'm going to do a whole separate video, hopefully, on that one, because in a way, she kind of sort of came back. No, she's probably not coming back to YouTube, but she's on Spotify now, so I don't know. Whether it's her or not, I'm not sure, but it sounds very, very close to that girl that did a lot of sporty time arts. So, I'm going to do that one soon. 3, 2, 1, get in. Clifford the Big Red Dog. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike. If I get a claim, that's okay. If I get a strike, I may not be able to do vlogs again. Let's move it.
Clifford, no fetch! Clifford!
Good! You may not believe it, but there is magic all
I really hope this is good.
around us. There are times it can be hard to find.
Did you bring your garbage to school?
But sometimes the magic finds us.
Look at you. Uncle Casey, so cute.
And so red.
How big is he gonna get?
That depends, doesn't it?
On what?
On how much you love him.
I wish we were big and strong, and the world couldn't hurt us. Oh. Clifford? Uncle Casey!
Oh, we're gonna be late for school.
About the dog? Clifford, be a good boy and drop it. Ew. Bless you.
Bring a friend, join the crowd.
Shouldn't we try to hide him or something?
It's New York. No one will even notice.
Pizza. Just a big. Why don't we get you on the scale here, bud? I'm just gonna write heavy.
What if you found someone who made you feel like you could do anything? Clifford, no fetch! Oh no. Clifford!
No, doggy! This dog is killing me.
Oh look, they're playing! Well, you don't see that every day.
Maybe it's time to feed him.
Huge wows on that thing. Yeah, so overall thoughts, views, and opinions. Man. Where on earth do I fucking begin? I don't know. Really. I didn't even know the other dude, Keaton Thompson from SNL thing, he was going to be in there. Nah, that was a little bit of a shock for me, which was funny because I was going to do this video on him, how he was going to be like the director-producer for the next remake, remaster, or sequel for the next future Home Alone movies that's going to be coming out next year, I think, 2022. I wanted to do a video on that, but I was like, I don't know if I should, because I know it's kind of like mainstream media, even though I think that came out like 4 or 5 months ago. I think it was like earlier this year in January he said he was going to do that, which I didn't even know it was a thing, bro. And then I heard from my dudes over there at, not sure if it was not Geeks and Gamers. I think it was those fools over there at, it wasn't him or Yellow Flash, because they usually talk about like a lot of commentary stuff about cancel culture, social justice warriors are ruining everything for our lives and shit. No, it was the Clownfish TV dudes. That's what it's talking about. I heard last month that he might do it like a remake, remaster, sequel for Home Alone. I didn't even know it was a thing till like I think a month ago. And it's it was January. It was June. Now it's July now. So overall thoughts, views, and opinions, it was really good. I don't know if I'm gonna watch this one in theaters because, you know, once again, I don't want to look like just a creepy old dude that doesn't have any kids watching with him, because obviously I don't have children of my own. So I just don't want to look like some creeper looking dude that's, you know, just there to watch other little kids watch it, because they'll be extremely creepy and nasty. I don't look like no fucking pedophile motherfuckers. I'm definitely not that shit. So I'm probably just going to watch this one maybe at home at HBO Max instead, because I don't want to look like that fucking weirdo that's just by himself that doesn't have kids to watch it with. Which I don't even know if kids nowadays even know what Clifford the Big Red Dog is. This was a real big thing in the 90s. I don't know if this was a thing. Their teachers, they still keep, or the librarians, they still keep the Clifford like books for preschoolers and elementary kids nowadays. So I ain't even sure he will be kids nowadays will even know who the fuck he is. Unless they Googled it or use Brave or Bing or some other social search engine site that's out there bigger than Google. Who knows? That's all I gotta say for now. This video's going a little bit longer than I wanted to, but yeah, that's all I gotta say for now. That's it. I'm done. Oh, I totally forgot to say at the beginning of this video, this Tuesday, all the way to the week after next week Tuesday, I'm gonna take a good solid week break off of not just BitChute Brighton, probably with YouTube too. So if you don't see videos from July 6th, the 5th or the 6th, all the way up to like July 13th or 14th, don't panic. I'm still alive. I'm still well. I'm breathing. I'm cool. I'm safe. It's just I decided to take a week off because mentally, emotionally, spiritually, I gotta do that. And the last time I took one thing was like March or April, so it's been almost 3 months the last time I took one off, and I've been pumping out videos almost nonstop, except for I think last week Thursday I didn't get to do them because some important shit came up. That's all I gotta say for now, and I'm out of here. And then by the time the week after next week Tuesday comes back, I'll start making videos again. And that's it. Links in the search box down below, cartoon sign, and yeah, Clifford the Big Red Dog live action. Looks like it's gonna be kick-ass. I just hope to God, pray to Yahshua, Yahweh, Jesus, Hashem, God, Holy Spirit, Jesus Christ of God, they don't put any political messages or Orange Man Band Trump or references or fucking BL+M or AAPI. I pray there's none of that bullshit fucking virtue signaling in this freaking live action movie, especially if they're gonna appeal this to younger kids. And come on, please don't. Hopefully I don't get a copyright strike. If I get a claim, cool. If I get a strike because of the music in the background, I think that was from like Jonas Brothers or something. It is what it is. Fuck it. I still got 2 other YouTube channels in the background just in case anything bad happens to this one. And I still got my BitChute Brighton, Rumble, and Odyssey too, just in case. I just decided to not do YouTube anymore if they do take this channel, and God forbid. That's it. Peace out once again, ladies and gentlemen, bros, women, boys and fingers as always. I'll talk to Nikki Moses. I will see when I see you guys a day after night, wherever you are in the universe out there. Stay tuned more for on the channel, including video game industry news, anime manga industry news, video game industry news, anime news, internet news, Twitch issue drama news, online news, crazy random internet news, and reaction videos like this one. That's it. Peace out, my sauerkraut, lights and bodies. See you awesome people, epic, wonderful people on the flip side. Take care. See you soon. Goodbye.